That's us. We're live. What do you think of the background music? Can I hear you? Nope, I can't hear you. That's very strange.
I was muted. What's strange?
That I couldn't hear you.
Oh, well,
Okay.
I must have hit the mute button.
You hit the mute button accidentally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's trying out the new light I just got.
How's the new light?
This is it. It's like, wow, it's really there. Turn down. Okay, that I can deal with.
Yeah, it's not going to blare you out. Please excuse the laid back posture. I've got Orion in my lap. He was fairly insistent. Asked brain fog moments before we went live. He was like, Mom, I need a lap.
And let me take out, let me lick off all your makeup.
Let me lick off all your makeup, please. Yes.
Yes. And
I'm cricket, dear.
I'm in the, yeah, right. I'm lucky I'm still walking because my butt hurts.
Your butt hurts.
The pulled muscle, it's like it's gone from my thigh. Well, I've got it wrapped too. So whatever it is, it's gone to my butt. So, which was really painful by Monday night on the way home. It's not fun.
That's not fun. Doesn't sound like fun.
No, not at all.
So what are you doing? Do you have any muscle relaxants? Have you seen the doctor? Are you doing anything for it?
Well, I've pulled every muscle on the planet in my body. So Dawn reminded me to shut up, wrap it, ice it, don't move.
Yes, all those things are important.
So I've had in a weird way, it's like the way I have little bitty ice packs under my leg, I don't have to move them because it doesn't kill anything. So I'm just sitting on an ice pack. My leg is wrapped. And until this afternoon, the reason I have the lamp is because I finally got fabric bandages because I was using those self-sticky things.
Oh, the Coban? Hi, Fab Daddy. How are you?
Hi, Fab Daddy. And it was driving me crazy. Hi, Cricket. Because I kept having to take them. And a friend of mine, the one who did my hair last night or yesterday, goes, you know, they're one time only, right? I'm like, no.
One time only. Yes.
I unwrapped it and rewrapped it twice. She just saw me sitting there trying to make it like perfect again.
That's hilarious.
I know.
You can buy more of the KT tape, you know.
Well, it's not KT tape. I've got a ton of that for my hand.
Yeah.
It's like that just rewrap. It's self-adhesive, but it's meant to be once.
Yeah,
it's like
I think I know what you're talking about.
Sticky ace bandage. So it was really annoying. So have you been paying attention lately?
Well, today was a shit show.
Just a little. It's the first time I ever thought that I might have to use the correct bathroom with the Arkansas allowing the segregation, but really isn't allowing segregation. It's just a revamp of wording.
I missed that one.
It's a clickbait thing. So it is, but it isn't, because they're blaming him for allowing it, but it isn't. It's a bill, and they're in the state house, and the way it's worded, it could technically be getting rid of segregation, getting segregation back, but it isn't. It doesn't go near it was a human rights bill. So it's like, it's a good clickbaity thing, and it can make you nervous. So
lovely.
It was worth clicking through. So
Fab Daddy, I expect all the disabled children are going to be affected by the Department of Education shutdown. That's my expectation, is disabled children is exactly their target population.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was more like the special needs children, the slow ones.
Yeah, disabled children.
Oh, when I think of disabled children, I think of people
Those
that
all
have
they all count under the same umbrella.
right. So yeah, but I don't think that would get people's butts moving. That's the problem.
Well, the immigration, the stuff coming out about the jail, who we sent to El Salvador, and the government's response to the judge is, I don't know, mind-blowing. Have you been following that?
Sunday night, I was watching it and said to Papa Cat, "Why aren't we out in the streets?" But Monday is where I found where the loophole was, because if they, that they did it, would have meant that ICE is under president. We have no chance. Bingo. But the loophole was that they didn't get the text, basically. That's why they landed. Once they landed, it wasn't us anymore. So, technicality.
Technicality, but the judge issued a ruling saying they needed to explain to him. The judge said, "Splain,"
Oh,
by today, and they did not splain themselves by today.
what are they going to do? How are they going to make them take it back when the ICE agent said they didn't get the text? So it's all above the board.
The judge didn't fucking care. So,
But oh, I'm sorry, Fab Daddy. This is what this channel is about. Constitutional crisis.
I am tired of having, yes, and Schumer is like, okay, it's not a constitutional crisis yet, and technically he's not wrong.
That's what I mean. The technicality of not getting the memo, so they could land.
Technically, Schumer is not wrong, but, and I just, the judge in the immigration case has issued a hearing for Tuesday, and the government needs to give them all so essentially now they need to explain on Tuesday.
Oh, well, turn the music down a little.
Turn the music down a little.
Mm-hmm. Because it's what they do. They don't answer questions. They, look at Banana Head on. I don't know why he has to have an interview every other day. Was it the last one? What was I reading? Oh, when he said that we are RAPED and pillaged by other countries. That's what Banana Head said yesterday with Laura Ingraham. So,
well, other countries are now issuing guidance to their citizens not to travel here.
don't blame them. They could get deported.
They are getting deported, and worse.
I mean, they could visit and get deported and then get lost in the system.
That's already happening. That's
Really?
already happened. Yes. Canadian citizens, European citizens, English citizens, just here visiting as tourists, have been caught up in the immigration system, jailed, deported, you name it.
Well, that takes care of them visiting us for sure, because I would tell any other country. At least they won't. At least most of them won't do this to us if we go out of the country.
One would hope.
Well, they'll probably take the ones who have a problem and start saying, "I'm an American."
Yeah.
That's why I think my sister is lucky, because she has a French citizenship. So it's like she's cheating.
Oh, that's nice.
She's dual.
That helps.
That's why I always think if I really ever have to leave, I will bribe her into moving back to Paris.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, it could be that some of these countries with dual citizenship may start asking people to choose.
Well, America used to be that way. They only started doing the dual citizenship thing like in the last 20 or 30 years.
No, dual citizenship's been around longer than that for British and Irish citizens
For UK, I mean, um, who
and
was it?
Germans.
I'm trying to remember who was the one who told me. Belgium, maybe? I assumed that it was everybody else since it was a country out in the middle of nowhere.
All your foreign friends think about the Trump administration differently? Interesting, Fab Daddy.
How do they think about it? How can it be thought of differently than this?
Chaos. I mean, people think about it differently. Even leading to the election, I was facilitating a group of college students from America and the rest of the world, and a large majority of them were Trump supporters.
Why?
I couldn't quite understand that.
I mean, I know why brown people supported him because it was going to be somebody else and not them. Now it's them. I don't get it. Right. I know that direction. What side?
Any side, Fab Daddy, share. I know I had American students who were supporting Trump. I had Middle Eastern and Near Eastern students who were supportive of Trump.
Why? Because they didn't want a black woman as president?
Choice was a big one. A lot of those people were not pro-choice. A lot of it was buying into Trump's image as an everyman.
Why? He's nowhere near an everyman. He was a legacy billionaire. Vibes. I that word is going to drive me bonkers until it's out of the lexicon.
He's not wrong.
So basically, we should just take our shoes off and put an apron on for the rest of our lives?
Something like that.
What the hell are we fighting about then?
Yeah, even the folks that like Trump aren't necessarily bad people, Fab Daddy. I agree.
No, but they've got conned by a con man big time.
Yes, they have been conned by a con man.
Actually, I don't think he really conned anybody because he was telling the truth, except for the butter and, inflation thing. But, said from the get-go.
Well, he sold him a bill of goods. Again, I will apologize to everybody for my laid-back posture this evening. Orion decided he needed to be in my lap about 2 minutes before the live started. So he is right here. Right there.
Right there.
Hello, Minnie. How are you?
Hi, Minnie.
So the judge in the immigration case is apparently a subject matter expert on immigration and terrorism and FISA courts.
Trump doesn't care.
Well, what that means is he is able to it will take time, but he will draw those attorneys into a box from which hopefully they'll be unable to extricate themselves. He's laying a trap. He's laying a legal trap.
Why aren't we in the streets causing a revolution instead of waiting for the courts and our politicians to do something? We're just a bunch of panty wastes now. You know that.
Trump is doing exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah,
For the most
I believe
part,
that.
yes, I agree, Fab Daddy. He didn't promise them anything. He entertains them and they enjoy the show.
We want to
Adam,
blame.
that's a much better it's all professional wrestling. It's all kayfabe. That's all it is. It's WWE writ large on the American political stage. It's unbelievably scary. We lost a lot of money for food donations with the programs that help veterans, thanks to Tomato Face.
Well,
Yes, Minnie.
that normal people are probably holding them back too. I am not a member of the museum anymore. I am not a member of the zoo anymore because you've got to watch out for those things. I'm not giving, you know, money or donations or anything to anybody else right now because don't know what, don't know how much eggs are going to be tomorrow.
Right. It was a big angry conversation today at the VA.
I bet.
Interesting, Minnie. I bet it was. So
Yeah.
it still comes down to, I mean, they're still playing cat and mouse in the court.
Yes.
So technically we don't yet have a constitutional crisis. But boy, we're playing with that line.
I think we keep going one side and then the other again and again. Like within an hour.
I personally don't like Trump, but he was voted in 2016 to disrupt government. This time he is doing it. You're not wrong, Fab Daddy. You're not wrong.
Hold on. You're in top.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Papa Cat was like he couldn't see the
Oh,
chat.
is he in top chat?
Yep. My fault.
I think we should replace the word scary with infuriating. They get off on fear. Yeah, we've got to certainly come up with better language, Adam.
Confusing.
No, confusing will feed into their superiority. Weird was really good. It's weird. It's not scary. It's weird.
Okay. I just figured with confusing, they keep trying to explain it and go, I don't understand.
No, they don't fucking care enough to explain it. You're a woman. It's confusing, you stupid bitch. Right?
This is not helping me at all. Making me just go, fuck it, I'm done.
Oh my God.
Now I know what the laymen, the ones who aren't doing what we're doing, are feeling like.
Yes. Tesla crashing is the best route to stopping most of this in the near term anyway. Yeah,
if Tesla crashes, Twitter gets called immediately because that was used to buy Twitter was Tesla money. But supposedly the rumor is that somebody in Saudi Arabia, not the 3-letter acronym guy, may be giving him money for it.
Lovely.
Not that Twitter is anything but a big old hatred site that sits in San Francisco at the moment, but hey. they're actually Trump derangement syndrome is actually being used more often, like legitimately. So I don't know who the guy that was that came up with it. Yeah.
Some guy came up with this. I'm not sure what the story is around that. It sounds like another way to own the libs.
Yes, but it's been done, it's being normalized, the phrase. So,
Yes.
um, that's the weird part. Weird, weird. We can use
Weird.
weird.
It's the weird part. Hmm.
Yeah, action words. Weird should definitely be one of them. I'm trying to think what makes the zebras get mad? What does the misogynist, what do you say to make them mad?
Um, us opening our mouths makes them mad.
Yeah, but if they can't, it it makes them mad, but they get satisfaction by shutting us up. The thing is, you have to keep talking after they think that you've shut them up or they've shut you up.
Yes.
What is a CHODE? I won't say it out loud. Do you know what that is?
Oh, hold on a second.
It's just a slur.
Oh, it's just a slur. Okay.
George Lakoff, yes, he has, Adam. He has. Lakoff has done excellent work.
Mhm. Oh yeah. No, it's
Yeah, Minnie. I
that's also what I think ticks me off the most is they're abusing the heck out of veterans and military. It's like, um, a lot of these veterans are also still in National Guard. So it's like, okay, well, you cut everything off, but then when we have a war, you're going to bring the National Guard in. You expect them to show up if they're not sick or dead?
tell me more, Fab Daddy. Tell me more.
Yes, I hope so too. I was on the beta program for T-Mobile for Starlink, and which really sucks because a satellite phone would have been great, but knowing him, it probably doesn't work very well.
I hope more nations and provinces cancel Starlink too. I've said for quite some time. Starlink being the sole provider is a national security risk.
I mean, it's gone by my complete like grasp of the whole thing that he is not a citizen and came here as an illegal alien.
Yeah.
So, and bought the term that he started Tesla or he invented Tesla because he didn't. He bought it literally.
Yes, he bought it and destroyed it. There's a documentary about that, if I recall correctly. If
Good.
TDS is real, maybe we need hate in the DSM. I tend to concur, Cricket. TDS is just a way to pathologize criticism. That's my take on it, Adam. Fab
Oh yeah.
Daddy, I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. I think that there is a spectrum of people. There are people who can talk about this sort of thing, and there are people who are so scared and terrified for their lives that they can't engage, that they are freaked the fuck out.
What is the Simpsons prediction?
No, Fab Daddy, I disagree. I disagree about that. I think that's been going on. That's been a thing long before Trump. That's always been a thing. It's not always been a thing.
Well, we all know that I had that problem when I didn't
And
talk to my dad for 3 months this year.
but to be fair, there are just as many people on the right who engage in that sort of behavior. It's high control behavior, cutting off people who don't agree with you, calling the other bad. That's high control behavior, right?
Mm.
We've established that over and over again. So, not being able to engage with criticism is a problem, but it's about a high control authoritarian model, not just Trump derangement, in my opinion. What do you think, brain fog?
Uh, I don't know, considering, my family, uh, dad in the government all of his life. This is the first time this is the first time I've cut him off, basically. It's like, it would be listen to the tree hugger and whatever, and let's not talk about it. But now it's like, I can't even go near anything with a 10-foot pole.
He won't listen.
I don't know. I mean, he made the first move, so he obviously, I have to remind him that I'm not white, basically. So, 'cause
Yeah.
my stepdad is, and it's like, this was a big mistake. I don't think he realizes it's a big mistake yet. And he's in the government. So weirdly enough, you're supposed to vote for a Republican if you were in the government all of your life. He's that generation.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling it's never going to be talked about. But it's really weird not even being able to tease anybody that voted
Hmm.
for him. So it's very much taken any kind of, I don't know, empathy towards either side away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You almost made an Elvis come out of my nose, Adam.
Oh, what did Adam say? We got to get there. Musk is also a welfare state profiteer, indeed,
Oh,
Adam.
he's the ultimate welfare queen. Are you kidding?
Fab Daddy, freaked out people do need to get high. I agree.
No, I don't.
But look, I got a kid who's not planning on going back to school next year
Why?
because they're uncomfortable being in the rural community that they have to live in while they're at school.
I can see that. I really can. And this is a white kid. So think about what other kids are thinking.
It's also a trans kid.
Oh, I've got a room they can stay in if they want to go to college here.
We're not sure what they're going to do yet, but
Okay.
but you know, the way to get unfreaked out, it's like if you're scared because you think you're driving too fast, then the solution is to slow down, right? If you're in a storm and you're freaked out, the solution is to slow down. And people don't want to just slow down. The solution is to make a change.
People don't want to change. People
People
don't
don't
want to
want to change. So
people
I
don't want to be
think
the first dead one either. Everybody's afraid to freaking die.
people don't want to be the one who gets deported. I mean, one of the people on the plane to El Salvador was a Venezuelan refugee who had been persecuted by the communist government in Venezuela and was a professional soccer player and came to America for uh what's the word I want? Sanctuary. And the proof that ICE used to get rid of him was that he had tattoos and he made the hook 'em horn sign in a photograph.
This is I love you in sign language.
Right.
Uh,
That's that's the evidence on which we sent him to El Salvador.
oh yeah, and you reminded me. My friend who caught me after a club on Monday and talked to me for 45 minutes showed me that they had to go back to their male name because they were freaked out being non-binary here.
Yep.
And
Yes.
it's like, because they showed me their like, I think it was a passport, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, that's the other name, and I'm like, oh my God. And I was thinking, here, someone born and raised here, it has to worry about it.
Yep. Cricket, I'm sorry. I understand.
Oh, I get it too. I know at least one of my uncles probably voted for him and was happy about it.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna not ever talk to him. I can't. He's one of my
Due
favorite
pro
uncles.
Yep. Due process was not given, but it's a wartime act from 1798, but we have to actually be at war, Fab
Yes,
Daddy.
he did it
Congress
without war.
has to have declared Congress has to have declared war.
The last time it was done was Truman in the 50s. He did it to a German person to send them back to Germany to get prosecuted. And he said because it was from World War II. And that's it. Nobody else. Okay, I can do this one then. The BFF sent me a text a few days ago, the first one I saw the day, and it freaked me out because she said there's a rumor going around that Felon and Balloon were on the floor of the Oval Office with Felon in Balloon's lap, and he was crying, and little Marco walked in and texted someone about it. And I was so horrified. I immediately texted her back and said, please, God, don't tell me you believe that. And she's like, of course not, but it's funny.
It's funny. It's funny.
It would be a great rumor to go around.
Right.
And I know it would be great to see him go to jail, but he is just a puppet.
No, he needs to go to jail for what's happened to these folks we sent off to an El Salvadoran prison.
Well, everybody
I'm
in the chain
sorry.
then. Everybody in the chain then needs to go to prison. Because of course,
Yes, I agree.
probably by now none of them are alive.
Hey, Ham It Up again. How are you?
Hi, Ham.
It is good to see you.
Oh,
Rain
good.
Fog, do you know Ham It Up again?
Yeah.
She is another Scientology protester.
Ah, where at?
Remind me where at, Ham It Up again. I think California somewhere, but I
Ah,
can't remember off the top of my head.
my other gig is Scientology in San Francisco.
That is your other gig. You're pretty good at it. Qualified immunity, maybe, Fab Daddy, only in the lawful furtherance of their duties. You cannot say it was orders and it was orders is not allowed as qualified immunity. She's in Canada, I'm pretty sure. It looks like she's in Canada.
Like she's in California.
I don't know. She had to have been in California at one point in time. British Columbia. That's why she was down on the West Coast.
Okay. Yeah, no, I actually didn't ask a friend of mine. A friend of mine has a girlfriend in Canada, and he lives here,
And he's there right now.
and he's there right now, but I don't know how easy does he get there and back because he goes and visits her a lot.
You want to tell you what he said?
What did he say? Uh-oh. Gonna get this
Yeah, tell
freak
us what
from,
he said.
yeah, what did he say?
Okay, hold on.
He's got to make sure he cleanses it.
No, it's actually pretty.
Oh, just read it.
He says, the good news that I'm in Canada with the girlfriend, and I have to tell you that the instant you set foot outside of the United States, you feel better. If you have the means to do safely, I highly suggest it.
If you have the means, I highly recommend it.
I was going to say you would just it would just take a couple of hour drive up north for you, wouldn't it?
5 hours.
Oh,
It's a 5 hour drive.
it's not
She
straight.
was in
Yeah.
LA. That's right. That's what I
Ah,
thought.
okay. Yes,
Yes,
turn on all
thank
notifications
you.
because eventually I'll be talking to other people that can make me unhappy. And so will Carrie Ann, and so will Cricket, and so will Dawn. My moderators have access to this channel too, because I don't want to keep this channel personally. I want it to be able to be passed around amongst the Gen Xers and sort of boomers and sort of millennials. So
Isn't Carney the liberal one, Adam? I don't have the names down. Last I heard, the liberal wing was on an upsurge because the conservative wing had been modeling themselves after Trump, and that has failed miserably as a tactic since Trump has decided that Canada is the 51st state.
yep, I loved how it backfired. Bummer. On the board of local electoral district to get Carney voted, and otherwise it's Trump in Canada. Ooh, I'm sorry, ham it up.
Carney is the guy on the left.
He's the
Excellent.
good guy. Okay. I'm serious. I'm just down to the point now. I know everybody should be together and we should all be Americans, but you know what? There is a good friend of mine I don't talk to anymore because of this, which sucks.
I think most of us be Gen X around here, Fab Daddy, with some younger millennials.
And with some older boomers,
Or older boomers, younger boomers, I
younger
mean.
boomers,
Younger boomers,
and
elder Gen X.
yes, but it's mainly Gen X because we didn't do a damn thing all our lives, and now we need to get up and start doing things. We just
Yes.
don't bother us, leave us our color TV and our microwave ovens, and look what happened.
He's amazing. Is he better than Trudeau? Ham it up again.
Trudeau is just pretty at the end.
Dusty says he was watching your stream and you see that you made it up. He sees that you made it up the stairs.
Yes, I made it up the stairs. I actually could walk on them with both legs instead of stopping at every stair, so it's getting better.
Oh, it is getting better. That's
Mhm.
excellent.
I haven't taken a Motrin all day. I hate taking painkillers because I'm allergic to most of them. So it's like I am not a benzo person.
No.
No, hun, it doesn't work that way. We'd rather become part of you guys. I sincerely want Washington, Oregon, and California to secede and go to
To
Canada.
see and go to Canada. Well, here's
Canada's
the thing. I mean, here's the thing that just cracks me up. Assuming Canada does become the 51st state, that just means that no Republican ever wins ever again.
somebody actually brought it up on Fox that said if they became a 51st state, it's liberal, and so they would never get voted in again.
Never ever win again.
Yes.
Unless he figures out a way to make it just like a territory without voting rights.
Unless he makes it. Well, Puerto Rico, though, is a territory. They have votes,
They don't have senators.
but they have votes.
Yeah, they have some. But yeah, he'd figure out a way to make it a state. But
He'd figure out a way
He
to
can't do
make it. Yeah, because if he made it a state, there'd just be it doesn't work.
And yes, Trudeau is an unfair pretty, and it's a shame how Gavin is not pretty anymore. Ugh.
Gavin and Tim Walz had at it earlier this week. Did you see that?
I saw clips of it on Bulwark, I think. Someone I was watching and it was like, "Oof, he made him look so stupid."
10 Thetan Snow Crab Claws. Tasty, Dusty.
Ah, yum yum.
Hey, El Sarmento. Yes, exactly.
I know. You figure, well,
The whole West Coast.
now it's not gonna happen, but we until Butthead started interviewing any of them, I thought that he would probably just, in some weird world we might secede, but ain't gonna happen now because now he's just kissing their butts. People said he was a snake when he was mayor of San Francisco. I didn't know why. Now I know why. So we're just as screwed as the rest of you guys now.
I like the idea of Oregon, Washington, and California all seceding into Canada.
Oh, I seriously would think it's awesome. It's a shame it Scientology would get their tax exempt status revoked before that would ever happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how, on the one hand, it seems like nobody's doing anything. No, we're not out in the streets. And on the other hand, you are seeing more and more evidence of people in town hall meetings, showing up at AOC and Bernie's
I haven't watched that one yet.
rallies.
But what are they doing? They're not having town halls anymore because they're scared.
Well, that's why AOC and Bernie are having the town halls in the Republican districts.
I wish Bernie was 15 years younger. I really do.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because even though he'd tell all of us, "I told you so," at least he would let it go.
You're moving back now. Where are you moving back to? Oh, you're moving back to California.
So he can't move back here. He was cold when it wasn't so super cold.
Yeah.
You don't want to tax the people here for your paycheck, Fab Daddy? I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't understand either, Fab Daddy.
Yeah.
If Demi called Carney governor, I hope the Canadian government summons the U.S. ambassador for a rebuke. Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah, we can actually be okay about being ourselves until the ambassadors leave. So if an ambassador for a country leaves, then we have something to worry about.
I don't know that I agree with that in practice, El Sarmento, but it's not a bad idea to contemplate in theory.
But it's funny, yeah. How about if we just send the alligators from Florida to him?
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. And the big old swamp rat thing. What is it? Huh? What's the big old swamp rat thing?
Swamp rat?
There's a name for these huge things that are in, rivers in the South or something. And they're not white men.
Lizards?
Capybara?
Okay. That's your choice, Fab Daddy.
How are the baby turtles, Dusty? Nutria. Dusty says they're nutria. Those are the animals you're talking about.
Yes. Those things. We should send those to Russia too. Sorry, I'm playing with the kid. Cat.
Alaska's Canada's Guantanamo Bay.
They were talking about restricting the airway between the United States and Canada, that they or Alaska, that they would have to go some really bizarre route.
Yeah, Bernie and AOC would be considered center, slightly left in Canada. Yes, ham it up again.
Can we
I
go
have
to
a
Canada?
friend who moved to British Columbia after Trump was elected the first time, and she would talk in glowing terms about Trudeau, and her friends would look at her friends in Canada would look at her slightly askance, and she would have to say, "You have to remember I'm American." You have to remember I'm American.
Yeah, I was gonna say I look
Fab Daddy is
Asian.
running for mayor.
Ah,
Oh,
oh, okay. No, I look Asian enough to go to British Columbia.
there you go.
Yeah, there's the Chinese from Hong Kong thing that most stopped in British Columbia. So it's like, do we have a branch there, hun? No.
That's really cool you're running for mayor, Fab Daddy. You keep the beluga whales? Yes.
For what, safe? Yeah, I hope you do.
You wanted to work for the Park Service a long time ago. Glad you decided to become a welder instead. Yeah, it's probably a good career choice right about now, Fab Daddy.
Supposedly, a judge said those 25,000 need to be rehired and
Baby is
given.
eating as of today. There is only one baby as of now. Wait, and there will be more. We want video of the baby turtles.
Okay.
We want video of the baby turtles. I'm assuming they're adorable.
Yeah, my two uncles, my dad, my cousins, two were all in the military. So, Air
Hmm.
Force, Marines, Coast Guard. My dad was Coast Guard.
My brother was Marines. My dad was Army.
My dad wound up being Coast Guard because his sister was in the recruiting office and he got the letter a day after he turned 18 from the Army to go to Vietnam. And my aunt told the recruiter there and he backdated his enlistment to 1 day. So that's how he wound up in the
Ah,
Coast Guard. Yeah, that's how he wound up in the Coast Guard. So,
Trudeau hate is unfounded. It's irritating. Interesting.
ah,
Now up again.
cool, because you can't help it. The way he's what Gavin should have been.
Yeah. I love everything about Canada except the monarchy, but I can easily overlook it while we get rid of our monarchy.
Okay, Adam, I'm not smoking enough for this.
I'll go with it.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm wearing my Kamala shirt, of course. I'm not going to
You
stop wearing
joined
it.
to get away from the meth? Did it work, Fab Daddy? My understanding is there's a lot of meth in the military.
Really?
Yep. You're king of Sodaville. It's a quarter-acre big. Nice, Dusty.
It's a shame it's in Florida.
It is a shame it's in Florida.
Spoken like a true Californian.
The monarchy is symbolic, only they rule nothing.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's like, you don't really hear about the monarchy in Canada like in the same sentence unless you're watching The Crown. You love your ties to Britain, except the king is really boring.
Yeah,
And he
I prefer
married,
the queen. I
and he
prefer the
married
queen.
his mistress. Ooh, good Fab Daddy. I'm
Well,
glad
I
you got
think
the
that's
monkey off.
actually subversive. You
Huh?
got the monkey off your back? Good. Subversive to marry who he wanted? I think that's pretty subversive.
But that's why probably the queen wore white to her wedding.
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be the biggest smack is wearing white to somebody's wedding.
You're just not a royalist, Adam. I hear you.
For you, Fab
Wow,
Daddy.
Fab Daddy, good for you. That stuff is poison.
God, yes.
Terrible, terrible poison.
The thing is, it's like with every freaking drug nowadays is cut with fentanyl, and you can die like Michael
You
Jackson.
can die so fast.
Yeah, die,
I tell
smart
my
die.
kids, like, if you want drugs, come to me. Like, we'll discuss it. We'll work it out, but don't be taking shit off the street. Yeah.
Now, my bio dad was a big pot smoker, and I used to steal roaches from his house when I'd go visit when I was a teenager. But I think he never got on my butt because I was taking his stuff and not anything else.
Right. Well, and as drugs go, pot is a whole lot safer than most anything else you can dabble in. So,
Yes, but you don't know you have an allergy until you smoke.
that is true.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
That
definitely,
is true.
I think the only thing that would match it would be mushrooms. Everything else should not go near.
No, everything else is pretty dangerous,
It's all
in my
chemicals.
opinion. Yeah. Or it can be cut too easily. I mean, that was my problem with doing marijuana. Is what are the controls in place to ensure that it's a safe supply? Right? Just like
California,
we have controls in our food supply to make sure the food is safe. And then when it's not safe, we have controls in place so we can trace the contamination back and quit killing people.
not anymore, but
Theoretically, we have
theoretically.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, trust me, the first time when I turned 17, my bio dad offered me a hit, and I was just like, oh, this feels weird. Ooh, that's good pot.
When synthetic weed was big, you'd encourage our clients to smoke regular weed instead. Yes, Cricket, it's all about harm reduction. It's all about harm reduction.
I never even
What is
heard
the
of
least
synthetic weed.
harm? Yeah, it's a thing. I don't understand it clearly, but it was not a good thing.
I have to ask somebody who knows about pot. I know someone who does.
I've been listening to Chuck on his book tour, Adam, and I have to say I'm not not impressed. Not impressed.
Schumer? Oh God, yeah. He sort of switched somewhere along the way where he got to be a cat, cat.
The appeals court in San Francisco just now ruled against Trump. Which case, Dusty?
Yeah, which case, Dusty? There are a
The
few, there are
courts are still
millions.
doing their jobs.
They're still doing their jobs. That's not what I'm worried about, or the judges. I'm worried about.
I'm worried about, well, eventually it'll get to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will have to figure things out.
Roberts has pulled back again, so we might have a chance in Supreme Court because I guess he realized it was really stupid to go on the other side. So he might be back towards the right middle again.
One can hope.
I know. Oh.
One
And
can hope.
I really, really hate having to be mad at RGB because she should have left before Obama left.
Well, I get my undies in a bundle about that, and then I go, Mitch McConnell just would have pulled Mitch McConnell sooner. He just would have pulled a Mitch McConnell sooner. It wouldn't have made any difference. Synthetic weed is dangerous. Glad it was banned in California.
That's why I've never heard of it because I haven't smoked in years.
Yeah.
So the person I would have heard that from probably would not be getting ever synthetic weed. So yeah, considering how many pot farms actually like popped up after it was made legal here, instead of having to like be like was it Cheech and Chong where you're swimming in the pool? Ah,
Landing people in the hospital. Wow.
well, yeah, I mean, come on, all the white drugs are being cut with fentanyl. So, of course, someone's going to cut it with something to make more money off of it.
Right.
So,
Case over mass
yes,
firings. All probational employees get their jobs back with back pay.
hasn't
Every court
been.
has ruled that so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, Dusty, that one's already been ruled on. And as far as we know, they're not
Maybe
back
it's a
yet.
different one.
No, that's what it is. It's the probationary employees. Those are the ones
Oh,
that were
okay.
fired. So, but they, of course, it happened today. So we'll see what happens. Because of course, then, as taxpayers, we've just wasted a ton of money giving people back money that should have been used while they were working instead of getting it while they didn't work.
Exactly. You're taking the
And
words right out of Dusty's mouth. It's a waste of money.
and who knows when they'll get the back pay on top of that. Yes, that's
Right.
good. Let's see that they can pull it through. I don't they were somebody was talking this afternoon about how they don't think the court above the district court is going to take it. They don't have to. So,
Right.
yeah,
They can just let the ruling stand. The
yeah,
appeals court doesn't have to take it up on appeal.
exactly. And that's supposedly what they were going to do. So that's why it's hopefully be followed through with. But for some reason, idiot thinks the executive branch runs everything.
Dusty said it is the appeal
Yes.
court ruling.
But
Okay.
there's still one more before Superior, I think. Because, San Francisco court is the infamous liberal court. So,
Right.
and I think there's one more above us now that isn't liberal. If I remember right, uh, Balloon was actually like laughing about it when he was in his last term. Something about being able to cut uh, California district, blah, the usual. He's subdued the cat. She's laying on her side, staring at nothing now.
Yeah.
I know,
Orion's in my lap, flopped.
I know, and I missed Soda because, I wasn't up here when you were asleep with him.
I was sound asleep. That is true. I came into the studio and then Soda climbed onto my chest. And so I just closed my eyes and Papa Cat came into the studio
He
and
has a
found
picture of
me
it.
there.
He took a picture because he texted me downstairs and said, Soda's asleep or Soda's there and they're both asleep. And so I came up as fast as I could and you were
Well,
awake.
he said something. He said something.
What did you
That's what
say?
happened. He said hello. Every
Yeah,
bit of pushback helps, Adam says. Yes, I agree.
yeah, no, I've been actually talking to my friends who are just like, I'm going to just, I don't want to talk about politics. I'm like, you guys have no choice anymore. And luckily enough, I've made intelligent arguments for why they have to pay attention. I've turned perfectly one person at this point, but you know what? Every person counts. So,
Indeed.
so Fab
Indeed.
Daddy, you're near me. I'm in the
Yeah.
the state of Jefferson. Fast is the state of Jefferson. Historical politics?
I wasn't lying. I have a puppy.
Yes, you do. I see that.
Fab Daddy's in California, y'all. Hey,
Yeah.
Kristen.
Hi, Kristen. Right, Fab Daddy. I'm in Alameda. So the state of Florida.
Orion.
I thought I was actually going to say that to Dusty. Yeah, political history I'm not very good of because growing up in Oakland in the 70s, we were very much in the moment of politics. So it's like the thing he popped up from was 1872. It was like, where the hell did you get that from?
It's nice to have you ham it up again.
Oh, wow. It's sort of like Dawn. Dawn is from my city, so it's fun to talk to somebody my age about stuff that's past. So, yeah, no, I don't give I drive people nuts because I want to talk about it. And depending on what state my friends are, because it's at club, I'm either get the yes dear, or I can get them to like start talking, which is fun.
That's always good. Fab
Ah,
Daddy's
okay.
in Oroville.
Okay. Cool. Okay, now I get it. It's like, wow, you know a lot about here. Hankering for some makeup. Yes. I'm glad it
Indeed,
doesn't
Adam.
I'm glad it doesn't upset his stomach.
Well, it's not like I have that much on.
Well, foundation alone with moisturizer underneath would be enough, I'm sure. Not saying that you go kabuki, but
Yeah.
MLH on my channel earlier and we got into politics. Had a great chat. Glad to hear you guys doing this every Thursday. I'll be back. Of course,
Yeah,
Hannah.
ham it up again. I heard about that stream and I got there, I think, about 2 minutes after you ended. So I'm glad it was good. I'm
Yeah,
glad it was good.
I wonder about his politics because he's brown, so his politics could be anywhere, honestly. So, um, Huell Hauser? Who's Huell Hauser?
Yeah, I don't know who Buellhauser is.
You figure I'd know because he's from here. It's like usually you can relate to the people that grew up in your areas, like Huell Hauser. I'm like, who's Huell Hauser? I don't know that name.
Doogie's younger brother.
Doogie's younger brother. Yeah.
Oh my cricket.
Oh, yeah. That's why I said you need to come on here. That's what I figured too. It's like, yeah, I know Abby Hoffman. Of course, Oakland's next to Berkeley. So, we had Patricia Hearst. We had, everything. So, um,
I've got original Woody Guthrie albums from my grandparents.
wow.
Yep.
Even Papa Cat gave a face for that one.
Yep.
Wow. Do you have a
Look him
record?
up. Okay, we need to look up Huellhauser. That's on you, brain fog.
I've just learned not to be afraid of my computer. Oh, wait, now I
Yeah,
really am
don't be
afraid of
afraid
it.
of the computer.
Yeah, but I was on my Papa
Oroville,
Cat.
California, Kristen.
Yeah. So, Papa Cat will look it up because this is on a browser. I didn't put up a separate tab, so I'm afraid to do it. He's looking. And this is the ironic part of our marriage. His father was a history professor, American history professor, and he didn't like history at all until he met me. And I think it's why his dad like loved me because him and I would talk history. And it got Papa Cat into it. So it's a shame I only knew him for a couple of years. He's looking, got the iPad out. See, Apple. Too dumb.
You're famous for the dam almost eroding away. Excellent. Almost is a good one there, Fab Daddy. We like the almost part of that sentence. Antics, what makes you think I don't love you anymore? I even put up your comment. Ryan, how are you doing, Antics?
Oh, yeah, I don't know it. It's a PBS thing too. Ah, okay.
Who is he?
Interesting.
Lots of
Okay.
gold in them there hills, Fab Daddy. Yes. Is
Yeah, they still
Oroville
have.
anywhere near Victorville? Is it up in the
Isn't Oroville more near like Sacramento or
farther
Angel,
inland?
Angels Camp? The hell is up with you, antics? Carrie Ann doesn't love me anymore.
Yes, that's what I want. I have not ignored it, Antics.
What did you made a special post for you and you've ignored it? What did you ignore?
I ignored, let me unignore it. I didn't realize I'd ignored it. And then she told me about it today, and I apologized,
Well, supposedly she
but I
sent
didn't
me
fix it right away.
an email for clips that Papa Cat hasn't done yet. Yeah, even he's giving me that look. I looked at my email, I didn't see it. Send it again, antics, please.
Okay,
That's to
let's
Chico. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So more Central Valley.
got it. Let's
Why are there frogs looking at you? Those are frogs, right?
Mhm.
okay. Antics made a wonderful community post. Let me show you all.
Yeah, I know Paradise. We gave a lot of things to Paradise. A friend of mine's parents were right near there. And so she would bring stuff up that we had, like, all of us had donated. So yeah, we know Paradise.
There we go.
What is it?
Antics made shortbread.
Oh, you could have sent that to me.
Yeah, she could have sent me some too.
I know. She's just teasing us. At least you send us fudge.
Right, exactly.
And he ate
So
it all already. Ha.
I thought, oh, why are we like that? That's silly. That's better. Brain fog's ignoring you too, huh?
Like I said, I looked for the email, resend it. I don't have it. Yeah, and oh, now he's talking about the shortbread. He doesn't care about the clips. He's talking about the shortbread.
Yeah, that's stuff that matters.
Papa Cat has
It's
his priorities.
okay. Huell Hauser, segment show of California locations on PBS called California's
California Gold.
Gold.
They already had said
Ah,
that. That's why I didn't say it.
sorry. I was distracted showing off antics, defending myself from these gross attacks.
Antics, no, I probably like it. I actually buy things that are gluten free, and I like them better sometimes. Bundt cakes are awesome gluten free, believe it or not. It's San Francisco. Of course, we have everything here.
Right. Come here, Ryan. Okay, let's see if we can have him not bark.
Not a chance. Birdie. And now she's finally done with us and has left.
Ryan.
I'm sure she'll come back. I have to
Oh,
teach
it's
the
nice to sit up. How are y'all?
no more recumbent position.
Well, he doesn't quite fit on my lap under the desk.
Right.
So I have to lean back. And of course, he decided.
Oh yeah, nobody fits on my lap, like just on my waist to my knees, period. I've got short legs genetically.
Is Antics handing out shortbread?
It's gluten free.
Please hand out shortbread Antics.
Papa Cat's finally gotten used to gluten-free because I would get things and not tell him, and then when he was done, I'd go, gluten-free.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
The French Gong Show was hosted by Chuck Paris, inspired by the background.
Ah.
Want to go to Canada now.
Papa Cat wants to go to Canada now.
Well, I need a new background to do that.
I like that background.
I like that background too.
Yeah, no, it
This
reminds me.
background is particularly good. The wheel background is excellent. You don't like the wheel background as much?
No, it's too the wheel people, the mechanics people, goth.
Steampunk?
Thank you. Can't believe he didn't come up with
The
it.
wheel people?
The wheel people.
What the heck does that mean?
Gear people. Gear people.
And of course, what did we have? Pink steampunk.
I'm closer to steampunk than anything.
Oh, I'm not goth.
Yeah.
Oh, so Cricket's gonna get some shortbread.
I see how it is, Antics.
Yeah. Did you ever send fudge to Antics?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
then.
going to break my bank sending fudge. I've spent more money sending fudge than I've brought in the channel in 4 months.
Need to make a contribution. Put it on your Amazon wish list so we can send you things.
I'm just saying, y'all.
Just saying.
This is Stream. There you go.
Yes, one of these days when I find, you have to send me the green screen back again, because of course it's gone in a text God knows where, so I can buy it, since I actually did buy 4 things from Amazon today. So, because, and it's like Amazon. Small businesses should be allowed to use it because, it's easier for small businesses than have a run around all over the place. And people who live out in the boondocks, we should not have a problem with them because, no, if your Walmart or whatever your store is 2 hours away, I think there should be no problem with Amazon. So it's like people are finally starting to like, you don't have to do this, and you don't have to do that. You're not going to be a bad person if you don't do this. So,
right.
Hey, come here, show her.
Okay, let me mute and get the dog for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
While you have cat show off.
Well, I have cat shows. This is the supermodel. This is the one that rules our life. Birdie. Bird. And see, she does not like to stare into the camera. She barely looks at me. So, want some cat feet? Cat feet. This, what do we call this? Air jail. She's in air jail. Now, let's see. Let's have a serious discussion about politics.
Airedale Terriers are lovely.
What?
First to be an air jail terrier.
Cricket, everybody is your cousin and you have a special relationship with everybody. And I thought I was special.
Yeah, I thought I was special too, Cricket.
I know. It's like, wow. Cricket's got a lot of charisma we didn't know about.
Yeah.
Scraped steampunk?
Yeah, that's what it's called when the AI learns something. It's scraping the data.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is relatively easy, steampunk, to do. What are you looking at?
The light.
He's looking at the light. It's getting, weirdly enough, the darker it gets outside, the brighter it's looking to me, which I don't think it's changed that much.
No, your lighting's been consistent.
It's like about this. I think it's 10 inches, the diameter. So it's nice that it works. Now I just have to figure out a way, or I have to go to the eye doctor anyway, to keep the reflection of my eye. So, yeah, you notice how Cricket's avoiding us telling that we thought we were special?
Yeah, I know. I haven't heard you. We're all. Oh, that's it.
You're all special in your own way.
We're all special in our own special way. I mean, he's not technically wrong. I have to give him that.
He knows how to stroke the egos. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
He could be a cult leader.
Nah, he doesn't have the constitution for being that mean.
Well, have they all been mean or just weird?
For it to be a cult,
Oh, okay.
you
Well,
have to be mean.
okay, then he can start his own religion.
That's different.
Yes, that's what I was going to do in the early 90s with a friend of mine. We were going to start a religion, but he got a girlfriend and it got boring.
So what else is there to talk about?
Let's see.
The Department of Education is being hollowed out. Oh, the U.S. Institute for Peace was assaulted, and they're not even
Right.
political.
Yeah. Wasn't that the latest one that was trying to lock the doors?
Yeah. The police showed up.
Yeah. I heard that peripherally while I was doing something
Yeah.
else.
It's a private.
Yeah, the ones that are going to be returned are the Treasury, the Egg, and the HHS. Supposedly.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Cat. Thank
I'm
you.
blind.
You need to what?
I said I'm blind. It's like I
What's
can't
that?
read my own handwriting.
Sorry, I was talking to child.
Tell child I said hi. Atmospheric precedent. That's something new I learned today.
Atmospheric precedent?
It's a precedent not by law. So it's a atmospheric precedent. I swear to God, I learned it was one of the legitimate ones. I think it might have been the Midas guys even. No, it wasn't. I think it was Brian
Taylor Cohen?
Tyler Cohen. Yeah. Atmospheric precedent. He was talking to somebody about it. And it was just like I rewound it again to find out 3 capitals. Yeah.
Well, we have 3 centers of power. I mean, that was sort of the idea, Adam, was 3 centers, co-equal branches.
But we have a man who isn't bright enough to know what branch of government he's in.
Or understand the 3 co-equal. I heard something really interesting talking about how Trump has never had a friend in his life. And so his understanding about how friendships work is not functional.
Yeah,
so he can't understand why we would have a friendship with another country, why you would be allies.
His his old president, the person who worked underneath him, it was a woman, and she worked for him for like 25 years, and she said he never had a friend.
Right.
So he is the perpetual Lindsay Lohan in the Mean Girls.
Yes. I would agree I wouldn't disagree that there are areas in which we need less government. I think the way we're going about less government,
it's not right.
Is not helpful.
Because it's not the right government that's being shrunk.
Right. We can't. We need a scalpel, not a chainsaw.
Oh, a chainsaw. Oh God. This is I've had it with. why do they keep showing Felon hopped up on drugs, thinking it's funny? The chainsaw thing, he was so freaking stoned out of his mind. At least he didn't turn. He probably couldn't have turned on the chainsaw. But in the inauguration, wouldn't it be the biggest like insult of all time watching him go like this?
It's a little weird.
Yeah,
It's a little weird. It's all a little weird, though.
it's weird how he became the richest man in the world from us. So we are responsible for that. No, I don't either, Adam. I think we do need a government, and I think we need to scalpel it out. Because there are things that could be taken care of, but like I said, not the Department of Education, not Health and Human Services, not
Well,
Ag,
not Social Security.
not Social Security. Yes.
I mean, not Social Security already runs on a shoestring,
Yeah, it's on fumes
right?
already. Yes. I mean,
You want Amy Carter's chainsaw?
ooh, I want to see that. Yeah, Social Security, the balloon gets it, sort of. It's like, yes, our government has borrowed against it forever, but they're required to pay it back. So he had gotten real close to it once. I like even perked up and went, ooh, is he getting the hang of this? No, he just thinks we need to get rid of it. And of course he does, because even at 78, he doesn't need Social Security. And I bet you $1 million he gets a check. I
Yeah.
bet you he does not refuse that check.
Well, I think we need universal basic income. So,
Well, I think we need universal health care. So,
universal basic income, universal health care.
but then we're an epitome of a socialist state that's in the positive instead of the negative.
Well, but we're the richest country on earth. How is it we can't afford to take care of our people?
Because the people who have the 1% don't give a damn about anybody below them. Let's face it.
Thanks to the peanut gallery.
What did the peanut gallery say?
We're also the most in debt, they said.
Yeah, but you know, Balloon was the one who added 4 trillion the last time he was in office. That's why I don't understand he talks about it now. Yes. Yes. And that's the thing. It's like, no, the other countries haven't laughed at us. They've been grumpy with us because we basically said, oh, we helped you. So now you're supposed to help us. But there's no reason to help us. So that's the thing. It's like, and he doesn't get it because he doesn't know about that they have not been taking advantage of, RAPEING and pillaging. We actually did this to avoid war, but we didn't know how to go, okay, well, you guys do it by yourself now. We're not going to subsidize. Oops. See, I scared her
Excuse me
away.
for a moment. Yeah, you did scare me away.
Socialism isn't necessarily scary. It's been made scary. That's the thing. And let's face it, FDR was a socialist president. People just didn't like to admit it. So, and they're starting to slam him anyway now because people are finally starting to say, well, wasn't he a socialist? It's like, no shit, Dick Tracy. I see bricks, and I think the world's people have better intentions for humanity than we do and have historically have had. Yeah, we're only 200 years old. We're freaking toddlers as a country. So we should be learning from the people who've lasted longer than us. Yeah, there's nothing scary about Norway, if you ask me.
Yeah.
How about you? How about you? Socialism is not.
I'm
Wrong.
not sure what this uh it's this reaction that comes up to socialism that's akin to somebody rejecting like communism or rejecting a cult. And I can understand that rejection, um but I can understand that rejection when it comes to a high control group, right? But still doing it reactively isn't thoughtful or engaged with what's actually going on. If you're just saying all socialism bad, then why? Right? That's like saying all high control groups bad, which isn't true. All high control groups are not bad. There are lots of functional and productive high control groups.
We've been brainwashed into not liking socialism because of the rich people we have here, historically,
I
too.
tend to agree.
So,
I tend to agree.
yeah, we should have been a self-serving government a long time ago. We should have been having an umbrella, but the people with the money wanted us to all pull ourselves up by our own damn bootstraps and
Pulling
keep it up.
yourself up by your own bootstraps is physically impossible. If you think about it, how is that even possible to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps?
The phrase is so
Not
ridiculous.
happening.
So yeah, no, it was pretty much a way to get out having to help the country by just saying, you guys need to get up and do it on your own. Who cares if we don't like you because of your skin color or that you're, you don't have, boy parts. It's great. You'll be able to do it.
Communism is a technical feature of Marxism. It has nothing to do with social democracy. I tend to agree, Adam.
Yeah, it sounds right.
I don't think people get the distinction between communism and socialism because of the witch hunt propaganda. It wasn't that long ago, and a lot of communists were actually socialists.
Yeah. That
They
was
were not
dogma.
like communists in the sense of Russian Soviet communists or Chinese communists.
Dogma that got in the way of communism, basically taking the money and run. By other people.
I mean, we can do a lot of self-flagellation, Kristen, but I think that we're a long way. It's either the self-flagellation we need to do right now to get through it, to get to the other side, or we're a long way from self-flagellation because of where we are in the government right now.
Yes. That's the thing. If you're going to change the government, you have to be willing to follow through on it. So, and that's what Americans are probably very famous for, going, okay, we fixed it. Now it's your problem. Which is not what it should be.
And the thing folks need to remember is revolutions rarely benefit the working class. Revolutions benefit the class just under the ruling class, whatever class that is. They do not benefit the working class.
Otherwise known as the upper middle class in the United States, which, if there's no middle class, how can there be an upper middle class?
Right. I think it's a good point. It's either the starting point or we're so far away from it we can't touch it right now.
Which is why it's confusing.
Exactly.
Yeah, they are all economic systems. I was talking about racism and slavery. It was like the person who sold slaves over from Africa were Africans. And I didn't understand how racism could come with that. It's like I was thinking that did white people think that white people went to Africa and sold people from there? It's like, no, it was an economic system. That's why.
Yes. Yes, it was the economics of the circumstances.
Yes. So,
And it was, oh, words are not coming today.
welcome to my world.
It was taking advantage. It was taking advantage of people with lesser knowledge, with lesser abilities, with lesser technology. It was problematic at best.
Mm-hmm.
Problematic at best.
That's why I have a hard problem understanding racism, but I'll probably go down a hole and figure it out. Yes, growing up in this part of California, in the area that I grew up, I am completely out of touch with racism. So, our Fab Daddy.
I think you have a lot of class, Fab Daddy. I think that's up for a vote. My observation has been that you exhibit a lot of class.
I don't know you very well, so I like, yes, Adam, I agree with you. The Soviets didn't even have a clear idea of what communism would look like. Yes. Because, yeah.
Well, and then they went far away from communism, more into authoritarian fascism.
Which is what Putin still wants it to be.
Well,
what would a racist say? What would I said? That I have to.
Oh yeah, she was just joking.
Oh, okay.
She
like,
was making a joke.
Wouldn't
That's
a
just
racist
what a
know?
racist would say, she's saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't a racist know what he's racist about? Yes, Kristen, please. At Mama Cat One, or as one of our friends say, Mama Catone at gmail.com. Yes, I came across some serious racism earlier this week, and it just sort of blew my mind and made me go, I have no freaking clue what's going on in this
It's
world.
fear. It's fear. It's fear. It's fear of difference.
Fear? Okay.
It's fear. Fear of difference and a lack of ability to tolerate ambiguity.
I like that one. A fear of tolerating or not being able to tolerate ambiguity. And I am the typical Californian. My stepdad is white. My father is native. My mother was Spanish and Portuguese. My cousins are African and English. And her son is Black, Puerto Rican, African, and English. Because I consider African to be pretty much a separate thing. So it's like, you want to talk about the melting pot, welcome to my world. So.
Racism is taught.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I know that that's definitely taught.
But tolerance for ambiguity needs to be taught.
Yes.
Right? So in the
does.
same, yeah.
Kids are never afraid of anything until they're told to. So.
Well, if they're raised to be, if they're socialized that everything has rules and that there's black and white, then when they encounter gray, it's scary. It's like people who are told that doubt is bad. Doubt is not bad, right? So when people who are told that doubt is bad, when they have doubt, then they're afraid, and so they react against the doubt.
Doubt is humiliating. and nobody
Yes.
wants to be humiliated. And I'm aware of the biases. I'm just didn't realize um that people really meant it, I guess. It was just really weird. It just sort of hit me like it
I
made
can
me think a lot.
I remember when I moved from Minnesota to Phoenix, and it was the first time I had been confronted because I was meeting all sorts of new people and I was in a whole different community. There were certain words I had never heard people actually say, certain things I had never heard actually expressed in my presence
By white people
by
or
white people.
I was going to say, because I grew up with hearing the words that you don't say if you're not that race. So,
No, by white people.
okay.
I had never heard these things said by white people. And it was otherworldly.
Shocking. Yeah,
Yes, it was shocking to be like, oh shit.
I know.
Like,
They mean it.
oh shit. Like, this just, they actually, like, there are actually people who actually mean that shit.
That's what I had earlier this week. I was like, holy crap, this person really, really means it. And he doesn't mean it like aggressively. It's like, no, that's just the way it is. And it's like, what?
Right.
It was weird. That's why it's like, I live in a bubble. I live in
Antics,
a.
I'm really sorry. I'm really
Ooh,
sorry.
totally. That's. Don't understand that.
I think it's easy to generalize race, Fab Daddy, and I think that there is some utility to generalization. Otherwise, people wouldn't do it. The problem is recognizing that you're generalizing and not and recognizing that statistics are not individuals.
Right. I'm glad you moved antics. Yeah. I think yeah.
Yeah, we all agree that's wrong.
Thank God, yeah.
Statistics are not individuals. So, there are things that are generally true about Gen Xers, and there are things that are generally true about Black people. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, generally Black people have black skin.
Yep. And you don't want to mess with a black grandmother, but
Right. I mean, there are some general rules and they can be funny. Oh, antics.
that is amazing. That is, see, I don't grasp it. I don't understand it. It's so weird. Ew. Because he was Portuguese?
Wow, cricket.
That would be a reason to get rid of it. Spanish, Portuguese, it's the same place. I am.
Kristen, I've always thought it's the
Ah,
blatant honest racist are least being blatant and honest about it. It's the
right.
stuff that you discover by surprise that is that where you think you're safe or you think that you understand, and it turns out you're wrong.
I cheated because when I went to Portland, I had the white family, and the white family, when I was brown, when I was younger, I was brown,
Hmm.
and that protected me. So it was like, it was weird. As I
Right.
got older, I thought it was neater because my family, it was like, she's in the family. She, just because she's not a blood relative doesn't mean she's not in the family. So I guess I got lucky a lot, I guess you'd say, because when I was younger, I looked uh more Filipino. That's usually what people said because I'm, 40% native and the rest
Right.
is Portuguese, Spanish, and Basque. So, but I was very brown as a kid and I looked Filipino. So, people, I've always been protected.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, I always say it was cheating. And my mom passed, quote unquote, passed. She had freckles and she dyed her
Mm-hmm.
hair blonde and she got away with it. So I looked like the adopted Vietnamese daughter of Jim and Tammy Faye Baker.
Who lives in Spokane, Kristen?
That should be too stylistic.
Ah, okay.
Music.
Okay. I'll look at it later.
Yeah, you can tell antics. You've seen it.
I've seen part of it. Inuit? I've got I'm mostly Pueblo, and there's a little bit of Inuit. And if you actually see me in Alaska, I look Inuit, which is funny. I haven't been to Albuquerque, though. What?
You're native. Like,
Antics is
Always.
in San Diego, Kristen.
Yeah, they get around. I was actually surprised that Inuit showed up. So they stopped on their way down to New Mexico in Alaska and brought someone with them. Oh, he
I
was,
wonder.
yeah, he wasn't there. What was he? There was something in him. Yeah, he wouldn't have made DNA. Uh, what was it? I want to say there was a Jewish person somewhere in his family. Yes, yes, it is. It is. We took a cruise to Alaska and I saw a couple of people and I'm like, oh my God, I'm home. My father was born on a reservation, but my grandmother died in childbirth. So, as was the common thing in 1936, they gave him away to a cousin. So, I grew up with a Mexican family on my father's side. So, the more rainbow coalition just keeps going and going and going. So, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. That's why I say Inuit. I tried to say First Nation for a long time because I've always thought American Indian was weird. So now I'm just Native.
Native works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually did get asked a couple of times if I was Canadian because I would say First Nation.
First Nations, eh?
Exactly. Where's my moose? Over there. Oh,
Those Canadians, the nastiest people. They're the nastiest people, you know. Don't you know those Canadians? The nastiest. They are the nastiest people.
I always thought they were on pot all the time. They're so calm.
The Canadians. The Canadians are the nastiest people.
You mean the geese?
No, that's what Trump is saying about the Canadians.
Really? I haven't
Yes.
heard that. How come
They're literally the nastiest people.
Canadians? Oh.
Probably not, Fab Daddy. People can term themselves whatever they want to term
Yeah, you can
themselves.
call yourself whatever you want. If you want to be Eskimo, then fine. There are a lot of people who are still American Indian who live on a reservation. I don't know. This is the weird thing. It's like when he was given to a cousin not on the reservation, they never talked about it. So I barely know about my biological grandfather because he was Spanish, And I met him once, and he scared the bejesus out of me because he had this bright white hair and these piercing green eyes. That's all I remember. And supposedly, I'm the only one of my brothers and me who have met him. So I have no clue. Indigenous, yay! As I say, it's my land. You all need to freaking leave if you're going to act like that.
You reject the concept of ethnicity, Adam?
Ah, I went through that for a very short period of time, but I figured when I was a
Well,
teenager, for real.
white is not an ethnicity.
No,
White is a color. And black is not an ethnicity.
it's a
It's
color.
a color. So if we're going to do ethnicity, then we need to be consistent. And we're not,
Because we're human.
as we're human. Yes.
But
Are Canadian Cheetos better, Fab Daddy?
Oh, we should ask you know who to bring us some Cheetos.
Ham it up. Are Canadian Cheetos better?
The friend who's in Canada right now lives
I
near
do
us.
that too. Canada. The friends in Canada. All my friends in Canada. That would be cool if you could
Okay,
get those answers, brain fog.
you get
A
beyond
good
basics, of course.
genealogist can find out all manner of stuff. I don't know how they do it.
Except that Native don't keep written records. It's usually by it's oral, and that's the problem with my people is that we're losing our history because the older people are not teaching the younger people.
Cheese crisps.
Cheese crisps?
They're
What
called
should I be
cheese
asking for?
crisps. Maybe I'll have to take a trip up to Vancouver.
Maybe that's what we should do when I come up there is go to Vancouver.
We could do that. We'll probably need a visa by then.
Oh God, I forgot. At least I have my passport finally. We finally renewed it because you never know.
You never know.
Well, who knows? If world goes the way it is, probably with my more than 10% being native, I probably won't even qualify for a passport anymore. Yes, I said oral. Plot.
Oral histories. Way better, huh? Okay. We'll have to make a road trip up to Vancouver.
Yes, totally.
We'll drive through Vancouver to get to Vancouver.
Yeah, this time I want to go to Tillamook and look at the cheese. I'd love to go to Canada. Okay. Ah. Okay. Yes.
Do you need that back? Did I take it away too soon?
No, I read it. I read it on the thing.
Okay.
And the wink. Birth is almost always recorded. Ooh.
You like Canada? Ham it up.
Canada? Yeah. No, we came up with it when we moved to Alameda because of the Canadian geese. And Papa Cat said something about Canadian or Canadia. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Canada. Oh,
Ooh,
that would be
fun.
lovely. That would be lovely.
Cool, totally. So July is usually first, second week. It used to be the end of July, but I think it's earlier. It's all based on my aunt who has MS because they all go to like the mountains and rent a place for a week. So I'm sure we can figure something out.
And then on the way back, we can stop and visit Dusty's uncle's mill.
His uncle's mill?
His uncle had a mill up near Mount St. Helens
Ah.
that is still functional
Ooh.
and is like a state park or something.
What kind
Dusty,
of
are
mill?
you still here? It's really cool.
What kind of mill, though? There
A
are lots
flour
of
mill.
Flour
A flour mill.
Okay.
It's okay, ham it up again. It's an exciting idea.
Yeah, totally. Hungary.
Hungaria. That's hilarious, Adam.
If I remember right, when our friend, she went to go teach English and she was in that whole area. And yeah, Hungary.
Hungaria works. That's pretty funny.
So yeah, no, but we went from no Canadian geese to we're surprised they're not in our commune. There are Canadian geese everywhere in Alameda.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and Papa Cat did ask one time when he was really tired when we first moved here, how did they get here? It was like, they flew. And he was like, oh, yes.
It's
They're,
like
they're so big. You know, I understand why he wouldn't like put it together when he was tired.
in Severance, there is a scene where this adult is asking this child, because the child is in an adult situation. The adult says, "Why are you a child?" And the child's response is, "Because of when I was born."
Makes sense to me. Have another question on
Because
his
of
mind?
when I was born. Why are you a child? Because of when I was born. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember, Felon's son had the biggest insight in the world. Why are you sitting there? You knit what?
Fiber. I've
You
been
knit.
known to knit yarn. I have been known to do these things.
Oh, that's so Oregonian of you.
Yeah, it is a little bit. I bet you Ham It Up does.
I don't.
I don't.
Oh, that's creepy. Yeah. See, we talked about putting on our makeup. Now other people want to do other things.
Let me think about it, antics.
Ukrainian.
Adam remembers.
Of
That
course,
is
Adam
why we
does.
keep Adam around.
Big giant head for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Hissing cobra chicken, also known as the Canadian goose.
Our hissing cobra chickens are all nice now. They don't chase the kids anymore. It sucks. They've been, I don't know,
Tamed.
nice.
They're pretty. Tomorrow at 6. I don't think I can do tomorrow at 6, antics. Hubby is off bringing child number 3 home from school, and they should be getting home right about then.
Yeah, it was pure luck that I got her on Thursdays at 7. Pure luck.
So
Mhm.
I don't want to be trying to do a live while people are trying to exist. But if it turns out Pepperidge Farm remembers, exactly, Adam. Pepperidge Farms remembers. If it turns out that it is quiet, then I can join you guys.
That makes sense, Kristen. They're not all in Argentina.
Well, but a lot of that is also Russian
Oh,
talking points.
okay.
Not all of it, I'm sure, but a lot of it is Russian talking points. So,
Oh, I'm sure he didn't know. I mean, why would you want to do that? So I'm sure Hamada, nah, I don't think he knew.
Yeah. I mean, he should have known, but
Yeah, ours don't either. That's why I said they've all domesticated. So when you'd see them 30 years ago, they chase you like crazy. Now they could care less. I walked through a bunch of geese in Fremont. It was so weird. So
wow.
yeah, they don't care. They're just like whatever.
Interesting. I remember them being terrifying.
Not anymore. It's so bizarre.
You had a
Mm.
Russian exchange student, and that's exactly what they are told, that there's Nazis in Ukraine.
Oh, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that is a Russian talking point, that all the Ukrainians are Nazis. It's a way, because the Russian, the USSR was at war against the Nazis. They were always the enemies. And so for there to be an enemy that's a traditional enemy of Russia, it needs to still be the Nazis. And so that becomes the Ukrainians.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I am more familiar with Ukraine because at one time, Fremont, one of the cities here, um, had a lot of Ukrainian Jews. So
Ah,
yeah, so I got
okay.
familiar that, and I almost married one. But then again, I used to get married I mean, get engaged all the time. But yeah, they were a decent little like pocket in Fremont, which weirdly enough is now Afghani. I don't know where
Well,
the Ukrainians went.
communities change around. Hey,
Oh yeah.
Lupita, how are you?
Hi, Lupita.
The far right parties in Ukraine hardly won any seats in parliament.
Good.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
I will
but
do my best, ham it up again. I will try.
yes.
You guys send me the link, and I will have to find a knitting project and pull one out. Is crocheting allowed? Is it okay if I crochet?
I haven't knit in probably 30 years.
You should
That's
take it
weird.
up. You want to see the shawl that I've been eyeing, that I really want to get, that I
Totally.
really want to buy the pattern for, and I took it out and decided against it today. Hold on a second.
Shawls.
Let me
This is
see if
one of
I
my
can find it.
bougie buys when I was younger. This is a monogramouflage. It's a Louis. Now it keeps you warm
Nice.
because with the Wegovy, I'm always freaking freezing. Well, I don't think so, Lupita. You better not, considering that Carrie Ann loves Severance. One of these days, I'll start watching it. My BFF blew me off for Severance, so she should be here any moment.
It was supposed to be pretty intense today.
I
Everything I
said,
have heard.
like I said, the BFF said, I've been waiting. I've been waiting
Yeah.
all season for this, so
Okay. Here is,
thank you.
let's do the comments first and catch up with the comments.
I went through a very bougie part of my life. It's over now.
No, he did not get installed by the US, Kristen. Zelensky was not
No,
installed. He was voted in honestly.
I don't think that the US would install a freaking was it actor comedian, no matter what country it's in.
No spoilers. Okay, Lupita, but was it good?
That's a
Crochet
spoiler.
Works? No, it was not a coup, Kristen. Not at all.
No, no. He was voted in.
You love Severance and turn. Yes, you did, Antics.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, my BFF tells me I should watch it. And doesn't it like match Scientology a little?
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, isn't that beautiful?
Oh my God, that must be incredibly hard to make.
No, that's an easy pattern. It's just a
Really?
falling leaves lace pattern. What I'm
Wow.
worried about is the bead work.
Oh my,
You see the
oh,
bead work?
yes. I'm gonna do the beadwork. I just did it for my mother forever.
But isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful. Wow. I don't actually want the beadwork on it because of the cats.
No, I want it with the bead work because the feel is going to be different with the glass beads. The hand of the material will be different with the glass beads.
When you see one of the cats nibbling on it, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Look at how pretty.
Oh, it is. It's gorgeous. What do they want for that in the real world?
Well,
Or
the pattern is free.
okay.
The yarn is the expense for this one.
Ah, I was gonna say because the yarn has to be what, silk?
This yarn is a merino wool synthetic blend. And so they have this kit that's all of these mini skeins.
Why does it have to have a synthetic in it?
Um, well, because if it was silk, it would be even more expensive.
Well, that I know. I'm trying to, since I've got to drop the weight anyway, I'm trying to make the next clothes, because it'll be 50 pounds, the next clothes collection more of without synthetics, because I think I've seen way too many shorts and documentaries about all of the fast fashion that's in, wherever it's being dumped.
I would have to do a search on Lyocell to understand what the what it looks like as a synthetic fabric, but I know that if I was to buy this in a merino silk combination, it would cost more.
Yeah.
The yarn for that shawl is $120. And that's a
Right.
merino wool synthetic blend. And that's before you put the beads into it or the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing I can do are Afghans, and yeah, I did buy synthetic yarn before I heard or saw anything about like Shein and Temu. So I'm going to still use that yarn because I should. But yeah, I probably it is really expensive to go with a unsynthetic
Full
one. Yeah,
natural. Yeah. It is really
yeah,
expensive. Zelensky was popularly elected. Exactly.
yes.
Antics, you like it? Isn't it beautiful? I'm really torn. I'm really torn. No, it's not the same old, same old. Yes, he is cute, isn't he, Cricket? Hey, Lori.
And he totally looks Ukrainian. The one I almost married again. He sort of looked like Zelensky.
You don't use synthetics. Yes, I can understand that. I mean, not I am a mixed bag on the synthetic. It depends on the synthetic.
If you use it all and you don't get rid of any of it, then it should be,
Right.
it should
There
fly.
are
If you
some
ask me.
advantages to synthetic fabrics.
Hmm?
There are some advantages to synthetic fabrics.
They don't rot, basically.
Gays make excellent wingmen, you
Oh,
guys.
yes, they do.
Yes, antics. And for a hand of wool and silk, for a wool, 50% wool, merino wool and silk, $300. Right, just for the materials. If it wasn't synthetic.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. This
absolutely.
this one is, I can't remember what the hell they make them out of, cashmere or something or another. This goes back in its bag when I'm not using it. The pink
Yeah.
one I was wearing earlier, I did not pay full price for. I got the real. So I am a little bit less paying attention to it, but I make sure I've had this one for 13 years, I think. And it's like I take the utmost care. The girls aren't even allowed to sit on my lap when I'm wearing it.
Right.
So that's
Right.
also the thing. It's like if you're going to spend the money on something like that, you might treat it a little bit differently than if you had it with a blend, and enjoy it slightly less. I use this to travel with, so I get to use it a lot.
A lot of times synthetic fibers are better um for outdoors wear, for camping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because wool can get really heavy. So
Oh yeah.
it just depends what you're looking for and what your cost factor is. We have wandered very far afield from politics.
It's not the end of the world.
Even knitting is political. If you guys have not on Facebook joined the moderately offensive fiber artist group.
Is it what's called moderately offensive fiber artists? Or is it
It's
fiber
called
artists?
moderately offensive. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I'll drop the link.
Antics, I think it's hilarious. Zella is very is very hot true. He's adorable.
It is called Moderately Offensive Fiber Artists. And it has it's just about sharing screenshots of fiber arts that are moderately offensive. Okay, Lori, we're about done.
Yeah, we're like at I just looked. We're at 2 hours, Missy.
I know we're at 2 hours.
I
I
didn't.
noticed that.
I didn't. Last time I looked at it, it was 45 minutes.
I keep close track. It's the Minnesota goodbye in me. I got to know when I'm supposed to say the first Minnesota goodbye.
And you don't have to do it on this channel.
I know, but it's habits. Habits die
Oh God.
hard.
Yeah.
Habits
Oh,
die
definitely.
hard.
On the telly, when we will chat, only listen. Okay.
Back to politics. Okay, Cricket. Those are the important things. Which are the
Totally.
hot politicians?
Yeah.
Not Chuck Schumer.
You
Chuck
can't.
Schumer is not on the hot list this week.
No. God, no.
But
Um,
boy, oh boy, Tim Walz is cute. That man, that dad bod, he's just rocking that dad bod
he looks like he lost weight.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
he looks like he's, doing the I'm really busy thing because his body seems a little bit more stodgy
Lean.
or stocky.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Adam,
I
he
remember
did.
that, Adam. It was really interesting.
That was what people were talking about when he got elected, is that he was
Yeah.
in a series about it. It's like everybody said that, they didn't know how much of a president he'd be. He's freaking excellent, man. We need more actors as presidents.
Oh, bite your tongue. Ronald Reagan.
I mean, real actors. Zelensky was known. Ronald Reagan was just some cowboy guy. Yeah, think of Denzel or something. That'd be cool.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay, on that note,
Yes.
Denzel is president. I think we will say goodbye until next week.
Yes. So
We'll see if there's more constitutional crisis to come.
I'm going to have to start writing them down every time it happens.
I'm going to have to start writing things down and taking notes every day.
Mm-hmm. Concerning who I watch like every day. Yeah, me too.
Thank you guys all for coming. Thank you for
Bye.
chit-chatting. We had a pretty good turnout today.
Yes. Did we? I never pay attention.
Yeah, we got
Yay.
up to 14 sometimes.
Oh,
So
wow. Cool. For this channel, that's awesome.
it
For
is
our
awesome.
channels. For
Yeah,
any channel, that's
for
awesome.
any channel, it's great.
So,
Okay.
okay.
See you
Bye,
guys
guys.
later. Bye-bye.